Hey, I'm Vlad with GlobMarble, and I'm going to show you how to use these 8-foot flexible step form liners on your concrete projects. They're 8 feet long and flexible, so you can do straight stairs and curved ones, and they're 7¼ inches tall, meaning they'll always be up to code. They've got this nice textured lip, and they fit perfectly flush with 2x8 boards, but this isn't the only size board you're going to be using with these step liners. You're also going to use these 2x6s because of this cantilever sloped edge, which is going to allow you to finish and stamp without that board getting in the way and giving you a really ugly looking finish on the stair. So you'll end up making a suspended platform from those 2x6s attached to those 2x8s, which are the true height of the actual step. And these suspended planks are only necessary where you're going to be attaching one of these form liners. Now obviously an 8-foot liner is not going to fit inside of a box this small, so what you could do is cut it. A simple way of doing it is just by bending this rubber and cutting it with a blade. You could even use a miter box, but that's a little more difficult. However, if you want to get those crisp 90-degree angles with no flaws, you could use a chop saw to cut off 45 degrees on each end. You're going to have a really, really clean edge. And when it comes to actually attaching these to your form walls, on the back you have these meaty sections designed specifically for you to screw into those. So wherever you need to, you can mark ahead where those meaty sections actually are. And now they're secured. If you want, you could even put tape across here just so that concrete doesn't accidentally slip into here. You can use any tape besides blue painter's tape because that stuff won't hold. Anything else is good enough. And now all we gotta do is take into account these little gaps in between the corners, and that's nothing that a little bit of putty can't patch up, fix. It's really easy. Then as usual, the last step is putting some form oil. You could use the same exact release agent that we use for stamped concrete, the GSR. That works perfectly fine. And rub it in there with a brush, making sure every single corner and crevice gets that release agent so nothing sticks. And then you're ready to go and start pouring your concrete. And then always remember to vibrate those form walls. That's a really necessary thing to do when using these form liners, because you are doing these decorative edges. You want them to look as good as possible. You go ahead and finish the concrete the same way you would finish any other concrete slab, and you're ready to start stamping when you can press your finger into the concrete. It's still plastic and movable, but no cream is lifted up and stuck on your finger when you're done. And once the concrete starts setting up, you can go ahead and toss that powder release. And just start stamping as you would normally. And for same-day removal, the first thing we do is remove these form walls, and don't forget to remove the screws from the step liner itself. First you want to get rid of the wood, then we're getting rid of the rubber. And because of this cantilever edge, we're able to remove the form liners just by grabbing it and turning it this way. Now you see we're left with this little lip over here, and that's just refinished right before we're about to start stamping this second step. And notice how we're stamping going bottom down, just like sweeping the stairs. You start at the top, you work your way down, same case with the stamping. Now that you're basically done, all you gotta do is wait until the next day to come back and wash that excess powder release off. You could start off with the regular garden hose, but just like any other stamped concrete project, you have to remove that excess powder release, and you have to do it well using a pressure washer. If you don't remove enough powder, you're going to run into a couple of problems. The first one being there's just going to be way too much color on there, but the most important one is if you don't remove enough excess powder, you could result in a bond break between the sealer and the concrete itself. So you do want to hit it with about 3,000 to 4,000 psi at about 12 inches away from the surface. That makes sure you got the perfect finish. And then of course the last step is just adding that extra bit of color on the vertical surfaces and sealing your slab. After that, you got really professional looking stairs. But let's circle back to what I meant about those vertical surfaces. In the next video, I'm going to show you one simple trick of how to color these vertical surfaces on the stairs, because the tops all have pigment from that powder release, but the vertical surfaces, the actual stone surface, is bare concrete. The method I'll show you is not using a stain, it's something else. Check that video out right here. So you've made it to the end of my video, but now I want to ask you for a quick favor. See, the YouTube algorithm gets tricked into showing my video to a lot more people if a lot of people comment on it. So criticize me, praise me, or just ask a question. As long as you leave a comment, I'm going to appreciate it a lot. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for the next video.